wait, it's that time of the year. We've got Christmas and the New Year out of the way now. And if you're anything like me, you'll now be looking forward to the biking season. It's only a few weeks away. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll be starting to plan your biking trips and, in my case, camping trips. Now, one thing I tend to look at this time of the year when I'm planning camping trips is a review of all my equipment. There are things that need upgrading, things that need replacing, and things that I want to get that I haven't got. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that like to go glamping and you rely on restaurants and pub grub for your survival while you're camping, but I personally like to cook my own food. So today I thought we'd have a look at some cookware, and in particular this Zebra lunchbox. Now, this is the 14cm lunchbox. I'm not quite sure about the other sizes, but they do a huge range of this kind of thing. Now, strictly speaking, it's not actually a pan, it's not for cooking. In Thailand, where it's made, and other similar countries, this is the traditional lunchbox that they use for going to work with. They don't eat sandwiches there, they have healthy food, and this is for like taking the Thai green curry to work with, or whatever it is that they're eating. Now, these particular lunchboxes have attained a cult status among backpackers, wild campers, and even the bushcraft enthusiasts. I've even seen MEARS using one. Now, you'll find these for anywhere between 15 and 20 pounds. It depends where you go and the time of the year. I'll have a look on Amazon, I'll find the cheapest I can, and I will leave a link at the bottom of the description on this video. Now, companies like MSR have tried to copy this product, and although they're a similar price, if not a little bit more expensive, I will say they're nowhere near the same quality. It's all stainless steel and it is mirror polished, and I mean mirror polished, you could shave in it. It's got the Zebra trademark stamped on each individual part, which is a nice touch. It does look very classy. The actual pan handle clips over the lid while it's in storage, and it's held in place very securely, so everything's safe and held in place while you're travelling. Now, the lid has two nice fold down handles, which obviously you keep down while it's in storage, but you fold up while you're actually using it to cut down the amount of heat transfer while it's in use. Now, when you lift the lid off, there's another tray sitting inside, again stainless steel, and a set of care instructions. Now, these care instructions are a one-size-fits-all type instruction leaflet. They're designed for the entire range that Zebra do, and they do tell you not to cook with this item. Now, the reason for this is that some of their other similar products have plastic clips for holding the handles in place. Now, obviously, if these are put over heat, they are going to melt. This is all metal, there are no plastic parts on it whatsoever, and I assure you it is safe to cook with. Now, this internal tray is obviously designed to keep two different types of foods separate. You know, you put your rice in the top and your sauce or your curry or whatever in the bottom. Now, you can use it as a plate or a bowl. I've even heard of people buying pan lifters and using it as a frying pan. I've not tried that myself, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. Now, the actual handle clips down and clicks firmly in place so that it's quite safe for picking up and putting down. Once it's clicked in place, it does take a bit of force to actually pull it out, which is a good thing. Now, the pan itself is 14 centimetres in diameter and about 8 centimetres deep. It will hold, if you fill it to the brim, 1 litre of liquid, although I've found for safe use you might want to limit that to 750 millilitres, that's 3/4 of a litre, just to stop it boiling over if you're not keeping an eye on it. Now, that'll easily provide you with 2 to 3 average size cups of tea or coffee from one boil, which is more than enough. I always used to carry a kettle with me as well as pans etc. when I was camping, but since I got this pan I don't bother anymore, and I'll tell you why. Your average camp kettle only has a small lid on the top. This makes it very difficult for you to store any additional items inside it. Now, luggage space on a bike camping trip is always at a premium, and if you can't get stuff inside your kettle, it's dead space. By contrast, the Zebra pot is really handy for storing small items while you're in transit. It's nice to be able to keep stuff like your sachets of coffee and sugar in one place, your tea bags, also sachets of salt, pepper, brown sauce, ketchup, They're all things that you like to carry with you, and these can be kept inside the pan while you're actually in transit. Now on top of that, it's still got room for perhaps a couple of teaspoons, a few other bits and pieces, a lighter, and I always like to keep my pan scrubber in the top as well. And the great thing about the compartmental design is that it keeps stuff like your cleaning items separate from your food items. And a kettle will only do one thing, and that's boil water. This pan, on the other hand, will boil water and it'll also cook food, and it does both jobs really well. Now the added bonus of it having that compartmental design with the tray that lifts out is that you can actually cook two foodstuffs at the same time. For example, you could boil some rice in the bottom compartment and then put, say, a tin of chilli in the top compartment. That way, as the rice is cooking, the heat will rise up and it'll warm your chilli up. So you've got basically two parts of your meal in one pan, but still kept separately. And that for me is really useful. Now, it's difficult to overstate the quality of this item. It really does have the feeling of something that's going to last you a lifetime. All the fastenings and the handles are spot welded in place, and it's a really neat, tidy job, far better than you see a lot of equipment of this sort. I've had a look around and I really cannot find anything else of this quality for camp cooking, let alone for this price. In fact, the price is pretty average when you look at camp equipment in general, so it's easy to see why this has such a legendary following among campers. Now, I hope this video has been useful to you, especially if you've got the dilemma at the moment of trying to sort out some cook gear for camping, because this for me should be a #1 choice. Now, if you've liked this video, please leave a like. It does give me some encouragement to keep going. Also, if you want to see the other stuff that's coming up, please subscribe to my channel, that way you won't miss it.